Lawmakers return to Capitol Hill today, and time is running out to avert a government shutdown. A short-term funding measure is expected to dominate the September agenda, alongside other funding for Ukraine and disaster aid, plus a possible impeachment inquiry against President Biden. Scott MacFarlane joins us now with more. So, Scott, there are 12 spending bills on the table right now. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy have agreed to a stopgap spending bill to avoid a shutdown, but there's a lot of work to be done still. Can a shutdown be avoided, do you think?
Everything is moving so sluggishly, Wendy. They had time to get some of these spending bills moving before they took this summer work period, and they didn't, which leaves 25 days until this precarious deadline to fund the government or watch the doors shut down and the lights shut off in so many federal agencies and so many federal programs. Our latest CBS News reporting indicates the next battlefront of this gridlock is going to be over Homeland Security spending. Our congressional sources tell us they're going to try to take up a congressional bill to fund the Homeland Security agencies, Secret Service, TSA, Immigration Customs Enforcement, the day after they return September 12th in the U.S. House. But they're nowhere on ending the impasse, even on that singular Homeland Security bill. Republicans want to cut spending for climate change initiatives and diversity programs in government. They want to ratchet up spending on a border wall. Democrats aren't having that in the House. It won't pass in the U.S. Senate, which, Wendy, leaves us where we are now, closer to a deadline with no end in sight to the negotiations.
And I had already mentioned a new watchdog report that says the U.S. deficit projected to roughly double this year. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and President Biden struck a deal in June that cut federal deficits by about $1.5 trillion over the next decade. So what are some of the sticking points for hardline conservatives who are against that deal? Do they have any bargaining power?
Just the dollar amount, the enormity of the dollar amount as an issue can't go understated, because ultimately the House Republican Freedom Caucus, the farther right members of that House Republican conference, want to lower the top line dollar amounts, even from the deal negotiated by Speaker Kevin McCarthy to avert the debt ceiling crisis. That's where the rubber hits the road over the next few weeks. They want a smaller top line. Democrats do not. The administration does not. And yes, any small group of House Republicans does have the ability to tie this all up. If they can't get all the Republican votes in line this month in the U.S. House, they will need Democratic votes to get this past the finish line. And it brings us back to the original issue. Republicans and Democrats are nowhere close on how the government should be funded, by how much money, and what rules should be in place to get those bills passed.
And another issue, disaster aid money for Ukraine, also up for discussion. Where do things stand with that funding?
Yeah, the complication is they're tying the disaster relief money into Ukraine funding. There are a number of Republicans by the dozens who do not want to continue to robustly fund assistance and aid to Ukraine. But disaster money is urgent. FEMA is going broke. They run out of money typically every September, and Congress intervenes and replenishes them with new money to help them continue to respond to disasters. We are in September. Funding is tenuous. FEMA is already pulling out of some of the areas where it needs to continue doing its work, like Vermont, New York, where floods hit in July, because FEMA says they have to pause that money until their coffers are replenished. And here we are, early in September, and FEMA has no end game for when it's getting its money from Congress and what to do about those communities where it's pulling out of temporarily that still need FEMA assistance.
Yeah, time running out. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy has signaled his support for a possible impeachment inquiry of President Biden. What's the latest on that?
The House Republicans have some political imperative from their constituents back home to either launch an impeachment inquiry or make more robust their investigations into the Biden administration. Kevin McCarthy is juggling that he's got some members of his Republican conference who want this investigation expanded, to use an impeachment inquiry to do so. But there's a complication. There are more than a dozen Republicans who won their seats in Biden-won districts from 2020. They may not support an impeachment inquiry, realizing, Wendy, that once you start an impeachment inquiry, very few people are satisfied in the majority party if it doesn't lead to impeachment itself. That's a much higher bar to get political support, even among Republicans.
A lot going on there in Washington. Scott MacFarlane, thanks so much.